run the 40, the D-line, running backs,
He ran a 4.24 at USC's Pro Day. I'm going to check the
37
facts.
yards. It was only 37 yards. You know that, right? That's what they do.
They shaved out those last couple of yards. That's what they did. I'm going to check the fact books on that one for sure. Need some Saturday plans? How about watching the last two Heisman winners throwing for their NFL futures? Live NFL Scouting Combine begins at 9 Eastern.
Welcome to the following presentation of the National Football League on NFL Network.
The two biggest stars of the Combine are ready to work on this Saturday. Winston and Mariota will throw, and it's coming your way right now, live on NFL Network.
The NFL Combine, where potential is quantified. Where the unknown can begin to leap from obscurity's shadows. And where those with proven pedigree take the very first step to fulfill their promise. The stage is set. Destiny awaits.
Welcome to the 2015 NFL Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. It is snowy, it is cold here in Indianapolis, but we're ready for some football inside of Lucas Oil Stadium. It's going to be a great day with the quarterbacks, the running backs, and the wide receivers all taking center stage. Hi, everybody. I am Chris Rose. Shortly, we'll send you up to the booth with Rich Eisen and Mike Mayock. We've got Hall of Famers Michael Irvin and Marshall Falk down on the field. Kurt Warner's there as well. Kimberly Jones is on the sidelines. I've got my coach, Brian Billick, my scout, Daniel Jeremiah, Charles Davis, a cast of thousands. It's like an Oscar thank you speech up here. So it's a big day. We're excited because quarterbacks get to throw the football. So what are we looking for, Coach?
You know, minimal expectations on a day like today for the quarterback. Their personal workouts are much larger because it's orchestrated. They've got their coaching guru take care of them. You expect a lot more. Here, it really is. I just want to see how they throw the ball. I want to see how easily they stroke the ball and how do they interact with the players around them.
I want to see Winston, how compact his delivery is. That's a little bit of a knock on him. He can get a little bit long. Want to see his stroke. And with Marcus Mariota, only took 5 snaps under center. I'm going to be focused on his feet today.
See, Brett Hundley's not getting the love that you would have thought coming into this thing. I want to see him assume that role because I think this is the perfect forum for him to present himself as a franchise-looking quarterback.
Mariota and Winston, they will throw in Group 2 today. What about a couple names to watch here in Group 1?
Amari Cooper, wide receiver, maybe the safest player in the draft. And you look at Dorial Green-Beckham, wide receiver, maybe the biggest wild card in the draft.
How about Nelson Aguilar from USC and Stephon Diggs from Maryland? A little bit under the radar, but maybe explosive.
A lot of fast kids out there ready to toe the line for the 40-yard dash. Before that, let's send it up to the booth with Rich and Mike.
Thanks very much, Chris Rose. I am up in the booth right there on the 50-yard line behind us. And Mike, you heard those guys talking about how the quarterbacks are all going to throw it. It's the smallest group of quarterbacks invited to the Combine since 2002, and yet it may wind up being the largest group of quarterbacks to actually throw at a Combine in that span. What are your thoughts on that subject?
You know, I think we get a little bit too overwhelmed with whether a quarterback should or shouldn't throw at the Combine. And I tell kids all the time, look, you're only throwing about 20 balls. Don't listen to your agents about whether or not the pass should be completed or not. The scouts know you've never seen these receivers before. What the coaches and the scouts want to see is two things. One, that you're not afraid to get out there and rip it in front of the entire NFL. And number two, how does the ball come out of your hand? So I'm not going to get as carried away with footwork and arms and all the rest of that because what it comes down to is ripping 15, 18, 20 throws and then going to your pro day, and we'll kind of pick it apart at that time when we see a throw 70 and all the throws.
And then the wideouts and running backs are part of today as well, the last day of drills on field for offensive players. So a special good morning to Chris Johnson, wherever you're watching and consuming this broadcast. Good morning to you, sir. Who's going to attempt to say good morning to him with their feet and their speed?
Interestingly enough, there's a wide receiver at the University of Miami named Philip Dorsett, who may be the fastest football player that ever played at Miami. I'm sorry, Michael Irvin.
Yes.
However, I had a conversation with him right before the Senior Bowl, down on the field, and I said, Philip, when you get to the Combine, what's your goal? Is it Chris Johnson? He said, Mr. Mayock, it's 4.3 and under. And he said, if I get past 4.3, he was really humble but very confident that he was going to run a sub 4.340.
And then there's the kid from West Virginia that you've got your eye on, right? Mario Alford, who might be able to pick him up, put him down. And
yeah, I mean, Kevin White's the better wide receiver, but Super Mario was his nickname, and it's Super Mario for a reason, a track guy in high school, and I've been hearing rumors he's going to run in the low 4.3s also.
So, and you mentioned Michael Irvin. He's part of our broadcast today, like Philip Dorsett from the U, as well as St. Thomas Aquinas High School from South Florida. Lovie Smith in the building, just with the rest of all the evaluators, and he will no doubt have a keen eye when Winston and Mariota are out there throwing it. There in the second group of quarterbacks, as Chris Rose mentioned. The running backs then get out there. There's our first look today on our broadcast of QB 11, as he is known in the on the combine sheets, and QB 15. That is Jameis Winston, who spoke yesterday and said he plans on getting to the NFL and winning the Super Bowl next year. Just think about that comment, Mike Mayock.
I like his confidence. I like the fact that I think he's a football guy. I think he's an X and O guy that understands the game. His talent is undeniable. I think we just have to do a whole lot of homework of him off the field, which we can't do this weekend.
And let's listen in on Mark Gorsick. He is the scout of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You know what I mean? But now, if I miss you, just stop, come on back, we'll rerun you, no big deal. But don't try to trick the drill. You're trained professionals now. You've been doing this for, how long now? Okay, you had 2 months worth of training. Okay? Any questions or anything like that? If you got any questions when you're up here, fine. Strip down, get the next guy ready to roll. Double B's up, baby.
Double B's up. Gorsack's a trip, man. I love him. Western Pennsylvania guy. His high school quarterback was Joe Montana.
How we looking?
So the quarterbacks are going to run it first.
Double B, by the way, is Brandon Bridge.
Yes.
And he's kind of interesting cat now. He's 6'5", 229. I saw a quote in a newspaper article from Brandon Bridge where he was quoted as saying, I can extend the play and have the biggest arm in the draft.
Well, the double B he's also referring to is Brian Bennett. They throw, he's got to go back to group one for the throwing quarterbacks. Throwing quarterbacks are people too.
I apologize to Brian Bennett, who is also double B.
He is. Throwing quarterbacks are people too. T.J. Yates played a very important football game in this building.
Hey, this kid's a good football player. I've seen him at the Manning Academy the last couple of years. He's fairly athletic, good player. He was the transfer from Oregon because of Mariota.
Here's Brian Bennett, 4.82 seconds.
The average time for quarterback last year in the 40 was 4.86.
Duke's Anthony Boone didn't waste any time. He's up and running, and his 40-yard dash is a 5.08, according to our running clock that you see on your screen.
Yeah, Boone's an interesting guy. 19-6 as a starter. He's the only quarterback in Duke history to win his first 10 starts. Started out 10-0.
Here's the aforementioned Brandon Bridge of South Alabama.
He wore number 7 because he wanted to emulate his hero, Michael Vick. A long drink of water.
4.77. So I guess if he likes the 7s.
Right? 7s are wild.
There's Tom Coughlin of the New York Giants.
Shane Carden
won his second of 2 Super Bowls in this building. Here's Shane Carden.
A lot of people overlook this kid. He's one of the tougher quarterbacks in the draft. I watched his Virginia Tech tape, and they just teed off on him. They beat him up, and this kid just kept slinging it.
5.01. Next up on the line is Cody Fajardo, who took over the controls of the Nevada offense when Colin Kaepernick went to the NFL. So he's a successor to Colin Kaepernick in that program, and just like Colin, he had over 9,000 yards passing and 3,000 yards rushing in that offense.
He had 2 seasons, Rich, where he was over 1,000 yards rushing, and you're right. He's not as long and angular as Colin Kaepernick. Doesn't have as big an arm, but he's an intriguing kid.
Off and running. 4.63.
Nice job.
And coming up now on the line is Brett Hundley. UCLA. Where does he go in this draft? What a fascinating, talented young man he is. Number 4 on Mike Mayock's quarterback draft board coming into this combine.
If you watch his Washington tape, you go, wow, he's a first-round NFL quarterback. If you watch his Stanford tape, you say he might not be draftable.
Really?
I would imagine the truth is somewhere in between.
4.63.
Good time. Really solid thing. He's not an explosive runner, but he's a smart, tough runner.
He says he hopes to emulate Russell Wilson at the next level.
He's got a long way to go. I'll tell you who he surprises me, or excuse me, who he reminds me on tape is Jake Locker. And he's athletic enough to run the football, but his pocket awareness is lacking. If that first look isn't wide open, he pulls it down. He won't anticipate. He won't throw a guy open. And when he pulls it down and he's indecisive, that's when the bad things start to happen, the sacks and the interceptions.
Ryan Bennett with a 4.81, Southeastern Louisiana quarterback. So it's time for Anthony Boone of Duke to run it again.
Anthony Boone, Duke.
These quarterbacks are moving, aren't they?
They are.
They don't mess around. These guys, they're getting up there. We haven't had one guy miss start yet.
Boone, a 2-time counselor at the Manning Passing Academy.
Correct. He's a neat kid. This is the kind of kid, Anthony Boone, that you like as a backup type quarterback because he's smart. He can learn a system. He can emulate your system with a minimal amount of reps during practice in the week. He'll make a living in the NFL.
How do you look at the East-West game to you?
He's got a bigger arm than I thought. You know, and for a guy that's barely 6 feet, he rips it pretty good.
Brandon Bridge again. Started his college career at Alcorn State.
Nope.
What his nickname was there?
Brandon, you got a little bit of a roll.
Go for it.
No.
So you're going to be slower than what you are, and I know you're fast, so we want the
He
fast.
was born in Toronto.
Yeah.
Hold it for 3 counts, get off on the ball, baby. You got it in you.
So when you throw and you're from...
At Alcorn State, he became Air Canada.
That's right.
Yeah.
But he's fluent in French, so he could have been Air France, too.
That's
Mike.
correct.
I mean,
nice job by you.
You know, he's given all options.
He's got a little bit of a whip now. He's got a big arm. I've seen him at the Manning Academy also. Charles Davis and I see him every year, all these quarterbacks, and he's got a whip. He's just really raw. He's a project, but he's kind of a piece of clay you'd like to work with because he's got the length and the arm strength.
Here's Chip Kelly, man who brought Marcus Mariota to Oregon. Here in the building, so much talk about how he'll go and go get him to run his offense at the next level. You believe
a little
that's
longer. And as soon as you got on top,
too large a leap for them to take on the draft board.
Like
too
that,
expensive.
to roll out. So
I think it's a great fit.
You want the right
for
fast.
obvious
You want
reasons.
the nice,
And
clean, fast time on you.
It's not just the scheme
No,
fit,
I'm here for you,
but
baby.
it's the guy that knows the most about the kid in the entire NFL because he recruited him. He watched him in practice. He knows the kid better than anybody else. So it's a great fit. I just don't know if you can go from 20, where the Eagles are in the first round, up to where you're going to need to go get him.
Which may be number 1, number 2. Carden running again. 4.94. Well, you have to figure it's got to be at least before the Jets choose at 6.
Yeah.
If you're going up to get one of these guys from the back end of the draft.
If you're talking quarterbacks in the first round, you start with Tampa Bay at 1, Tennessee at 2, the Jets at 6. You could make a case for St. Louis at 10, but I doubt it.
Or Chicago at 7.
Chicago at 7. You could, again, they've got a guy that they're going to have to evaluate, but still has a lot of talent in Jay Cutler. And then people talk about Cleveland at 12 or 19 packaging something and moving up, and I'd be highly doubtful of that.
Fajardo.
4.63 the first time.
His current coach is the son of a longtime GM and future Hall of Famer from this building. Napoleon's son Brian is the coach there in Nevada.
He's doing a great job.
There's, meanwhile, across the field, in the other end zone,
The day is going to go like this. So my point is, when you step to the line,
Jameis Winston
you go
and
more
other
miles an hour.
quarterbacks getting some
But in between,
instruction.
step to the line.
Here's Brett Hundley running the final 40 of the first group of quarterbacks to get out there today. Then the wideouts go.
See, I root for this kid. I think when he gets in front of people, they're really going to like him. He's a likable kid. Charles Davis and I spent some time with him the other day, just ran into him, and I asked him if I could watch some tape with him before his pro day, and he gave me his phone number, said absolutely, and let's get together, and I'm going to take you up on that, young man.
Has anyone ever told you no when you say that?
They always say yes, and then they duck me later.
Can't do that today. We got a long day here.
DiGiorno or delivery? DiGiorno or delivery? Taste for yourself why the shortest distance between you and a delicious fresh baked pizza is your oven. Thankfully, it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
No super slow motion footage of trucks splashing through the mud. No cowboy hats, horses, or hay bales. Just a Ram 3500 that head-to-head can out-tow Ford's F-350 by more than 1.5 tons. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com.
Right now at Burger King, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. No, wait, is that really right?
Yep, it says it right there. $1.49, 10 nuggets, limited time only.
All right. They're crispy and golden on the outside, made with white meat on the inside. Get more your way, only at Burger King.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, more exclusive combine coverage, and we're going to see the wide receivers and the running backs working out.
Come on, Dan, don't bury the lead. The quarterbacks are here as well, including the top 4 prospects.
And all 4 will throw tonight, 7 Eastern.
Tuesday, Path to the Draft returns. Take an in-depth look at the top prospects in the draft.
He's somebody that's ready to play right away. He's going to make an immediate impact.
As we break down all you need to know leading up to the first pick. Path to the Draft. Season premiere Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on NFL Network.
Who knows what the most heart-pounding, blood-pumping, and pressure-filled 4 days imaginable are? They do. The NFL Scouting Combine. Live exclusive access with NFL Network and go deeper with NFL.com. Get complete coverage you can't see anywhere else. On the clock to Chicago. The NFL Scouting Combine. All day today. Only on NFL Network.
Excuse me, do you have the keys for the razor case?
No.
Can anyone help me get some razors?
No.
It's kind of like they don't want you to buy razors. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
The 2015 NFL Scouting Combine is presented by Under Armour. I will.
So it's now 7 years ago when in the old RCA Dome, an East Carolina running back by the name of Chris Johnson stepped up to the line and went 4.24 seconds. And then 2 years later went for 2,000 yards. And the record, the 4.24, still stands as the 2015 NFL Scouting Combine finally turns to a group of kids containing somebody who's got a shot, because the O-line and tight ends and quarterbacks certainly weren't going to do it.
Didn't Dree Archer chase him down close?
He got very close.
4.25, 4.26.
4.26 last year. Dree Archer, drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. That is Philip Dorsett from Miami.
He's got a different gear. The first time I ever saw him, Rich, he was a sophomore playing against Notre Dame on national television. And 2 of the first 3 snaps of the game, they ran play action and a deep post to him. He was open by 5 yards on both of them and dropped both of them.
Okay,
and since that time, he's become one of the most accomplished and obviously speediest receivers in college football, and his hands have gotten much more consistent.
I can't save everybody. If you feel you stumbled in the first 10 yards, stop. Come on back. Ain't going to take long to run that 4.18, right? No big deal then. Okay, but if you're doing it to trick the drill, shame on you. You guys are trained professional now. You've been doing this for 2 months now, right? Am I correct in saying that? Okay. If you got any questions, ask now, or if you come up here, you can ask a question. That's no big deal. We're here for you today. Any questions? We're going to go twice. One time through the alphabet, second time through the alphabet. So we need to get people on ready to go. Loosen up on that far hash over here, and people who are here in the hole be in the blue in the end zone. Any questions? First runner.
That first runner is Nelson Aguilar of USC.
Watch the boards, man.
Short order, we're going to put up on the screen. You know, what we've been doing is taking some kids' measurements and measurables, putting them in a computer, seeing who that matches to somebody's measurables. Exactly. Not this is just the existence.
The computer. It's the computer spitting out.
Wait till you see who he's compared with and why.
Who?
I'm not going to tell you. That's
no, I mean, no. I'm saying
Nelson Aguilar.
Oh, okay.
3 good counts. Get off in the ball.
This is a good football player, by the way. I mean, I don't know who he compares to, but I've got a second-round grade on him. 4 punt return touchdowns, gets in and out of breaks, one of the best route runners in this class. He's going to line up day one in the NFL and compete and be productive.
4 catches for 1,313 yards and 12 touchdowns for USC this year.
And keep in mind, with the added value as a punt returner, you can actually see that in his run after the catch, how quick and evasive he is with the ball in his hand. Nope, there goes our unofficial time again.
Well, it's definitely better than 7.26. I could tell you that on the eye test for sure. Here we go. We'll get the hand time that we have for you in a second. As Mario Alford, that's a 4.44, the Moses Malone.
Is that our hand time?
It's his time.
That's the unofficial hand time. That's not our
Mario
system time.
Alford.
Correct?
Now, here's a kid that can actually do this.
Track kid ran 10.7 in the 100 meters in high school.
By this, I mean the 4.24. Mario Alford, 4.43.
Yep. That's fast. I don't care what anybody says. That's fast.
Well, I mean, when we sit here and we're just talking about breaking records, obviously, it's all about running as fast as you can. And in comparison, 4.43 is fast, obviously. Kenny Bell.
University of Nebraska, tall, thin receiver. Runs pretty well. You can see that at 4.42. He's 6'1", 197. His dad, Ken, you'll remember, Kenny Bell played for the Broncos.
Yep. Of course, he has, he's got to get that hair in line.
He's got
40 there.
He's got the old school fro when he lets that thing go. It's like, remember Mod Squad?
Oh, of course.
That was awesome.
4.42. Here's Deron Brown of Northern Illinois. Finished top 5 in school history in receiving yards, receptions, and touchdowns.
Yeah, what he runs is important. This is one of those guys that the conversation is, this is kind of a possession receiver with good quickness but not long speed, and I don't think you're going to see a good time here.
4.54.
That's very average. That's fine. I mean, for him, that's a good number.
He had a 1,000-yard season for the Huskies.
Kalen Clay, Utah.
Keep in mind, a year ago, the wide receivers averaged a 4.52, just to give you a benchmark for kind of what an average wide receiver runs. And there's Mike Pettin and his owner,
Jimmy Haslam.
Jimmy Haslam standing behind him.
And there's no question there in the market for a wide receiver. I remember last year we were talking at the draft when we heard that the news that Josh Gordon was going to be suspended for much of the season, and they didn't draft anybody, hardly.
And it came back to haunt them a little bit.
And now, for sure, they need to be in that market as Kalen Clay.
Did you see what this kid did on Valentine's Day? The tweet he sent out?
I did. Well, this has to come from your daughter, because you're certainly not on Twitter yourself. So what did Lee tell you he said on Twitter?
No, he's the guy that dropped the ball on the 1-yard line against Oregon.
That's right.
Heading into the end zone, and he sent out a tweet that said, "Don't let go of our love." For his Valentine's card.
I missed that. Now here's Sammy Coates of Auburn.
This guy's got a second gear also.
Seen him play some big-time football games.
Yeah, his Alabama game, 5 catches for 206. The knock on him are drops and double catches. Does he have natural hands? But everybody knows he can run. That 4.45 number, I think we all expected him to be about 4.4 flat. That's about what he looks like on tape.
Somebody that size running a 4.45.
He flies. Different gear.
It's phenomenal.
Yep. Height, weight, speed. He's got to show people later on today. Everybody knows he can run. I'm not worried about his 40. Everybody wants to see him catch the football later and catch it without any double catches or drops.
As Chris Conley steps up to the line, we go to the player comparison in terms of, again, this is just sheer measurements and measurables. Sammy Watkins comes out of the computer.
It's an interesting comp. I think Watkins is a little bit more explosive, and I think Coates is a little bit more smooth, if that makes sense. Watkins a little more twitchy, Coates a little bit more of just kind of a long strider, but they're different types of players, but obviously the numbers match up a certain way.
Chris Conley of Georgia.
He's a different kind of kid. I like what he did in college, on and off the field. I mean, he wrote and directed his own Star Wars fan film.
Yes, he did. Over 350,000 views in 2 weeks on YouTube.
Crazy, right? The SEC representative to serve a 2-year term on the Student Athletic Advisory. I mean, that's cool stuff. I'm a big believer that in addition to being a football player, what else can you be? And I think it's pretty cool this kid took advantage of Georgia that way.
8 touchdown receptions for the guy who just ran a 4.41.
That's a good time for him. Good number for him.
And that's the best we've seen yet. Now here comes the Heisman Trophy finalist. As a matter of fact, right here on this field right now, all 3 finalists for the Heisman Trophy this year are here. Marcus Mariota, who won this year. Jameis Winston, who won last year. They're in a circle on the opposite side of the field in the opposite end zone. And Amari Cooper of Alabama running a 40.
Rich, I'll tell you who he reminds. I don't have a computer that spits out numbers, but I try to compare people also.
A little longer.
Amari Cooper reminds me a little bit of a Torrey Holt, who, of course, was a teammate on the greatest show of turf with our own quarterback, Kurt Warner. I'd be interested at some point today to kind of get an overview from Kurt as to whether or not this kid kind of gets in and out of breaks in a similar fashion that Torrey Holt did with him.
And Melvin Gordon, another finalist for the Heisman Trophy, will be out later.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, special player. Jamal Charles would be my prototype for him.
4 finalists for the Heisman Trophy in the same building right now. Fred Biletnikoff Award winner running a 4.43.
He does everything well.
16 touchdown receptions, 1,700 yards receiving for Nick Saban's Crimson Tide.
The only tape that worries me a little bit with him, he had 17 targets at LSU and had 8 catches. And of the 17 targets, he had 3 drops, and he was over 3 on tough contested catches. And that's a tape a lot of the scouts are going to put in and pay a lot of attention to.
Seen a lot of Duke Blue Devils at a combine.
Yeah, David Cutcliffe's got that thing going, man.
He does.
Started to roll out. You held it.
There's Bill Belichick talking to Greg Schiano, former Tampa Bay and Rutgers head coach, part of the
slight roll too.
Patriots
good stance
group that is here. John Harbaugh, he just looks like he looks a little lonely because Jim's not here. He's always, he's always chit-chatty with Jim. There he is, part of the Baltimore brass, watching Jamison Crowder, 2-time first-team All-SEC, All-ACC wide receiver.
Okay,
he's nervous.
You're set, and then all of a sudden you're going forward, you're not gaining any ground. I'll start the clock on you, okay? I want you to be fast. I want it real fast, okay? Just fire straight out. Once you get set for 3 counts, fire out.
Now, this is an important time for him. That's why he's nervous, Rich. He's a quicker-than-fast guy, slot guy. The knock on him is he doesn't have long speed, so this time is important to this kid's draft status.
4.56.
And that's about what he is, and that confirms what you saw on tape. He's quicker. He's got outstanding quickness. He's a punt returner. He's a great slot receiver. He's going to play in the NFL, but he doesn't have burning deep speed.
4 punt returns in his career for touchdowns at Duke. He was somebody we haven't seen on a football field in a while.
Yeah.
Mike DeVaris Daniels. He was part of that academic dishonesty scandal, for the lack of a better phrase, at Notre Dame. Didn't play at all this year.
And therefore, this becomes a very, very important week for him. Father Philip played at Georgia and in the NFL for 15 years.
Yep.
This is a big body wideout with some talent.
First of all, you're quick started and you're rolling out. Okay. Yeah. As soon as you get in your stance, your arms, your off hands cocked, wherever you put it at, 1001, 1002, 1003, or quarterback cadence, get off on the ball for me. You got it in you.
When Notre Dame got beat up by Alabama in that national championship game, this kid's one of the few that really showed up and played well that night. He had 6 catches for over 100 yards. So there's some talent there. This is a big week for him. Didn't think he got a great start.
4.62.
Yep.
Here's Ken Whisenhunt, second overall choice. Will they go quarterback? Will they trade the pick to somebody who wants the quarterback that everybody assumes Tampa Bay will leave on the board when they take their own quarterback? Here's Devontae Davis of UNLV.
Big body guy, kind of build up speed, not a twitchy guy, but the teams like his size, his length, ability to catch the ball outside the numbers and in the red zone.
A right hand injury marred his senior season after having 14 touchdown receptions for 1,200 yards the season before. Titus Davis now on the line. A Central Michigan Chippewa, everybody.
Yeah. And he's not Antonio Brown. Different kind of skill set. He's a little longer and leaner.
He does have the school record for receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. 3,700 receiving yards in his career, with 37 touchdowns, including 13 this year alone. Jameis Winston. He is out there stretching, getting ready for his day here at the Scouting Combine. That will include throwing. After everyone was talking about his shoulder yesterday and it requiring extra medical attention, but that's what the Combine's about.
Yep. Stephon Diggs is an interesting kid. He's explosive with the ball in his hands. A lot of people were surprised he came out early this year. He's had a lot of durability issues, staying healthy. But there's no question when you get the ball in that young man's hands, in the kick game or in the pass game, he's special.
4.46. Okay. Here comes Philip Dorsett of Miami.
Philip Dorsett.
Let's see what he can do. And the question is what can he do? Will Chris Johnson's record go down?
Not going to get it.
4.35 according to our time here.
He stumbled a little bit, I thought, coming out of there.
He's got another run coming.
And still ran 4.3. Hey, Michael Irvin, the dude stumbled and ran 4.35. What do you think?
Man, listen, I think this kid is incredible, man. I've watched this kid for a long time. Days at St. Thomas, man. He's always talked about this moment. Even as a kid, it's a thrill for me to be on this field watching him perform. Him and Green, both of these guys played together in high school at St. Thomas.
Well, here's one of the top wide receivers available in this draft. Number 5 on Mike Mayock's draft board from Michigan. Big, huge target, Devin Funchess.
I'm anxious to see how his numbers compare to Kelvin Benjamin from a year ago. Remember, Kelvin Benjamin was the big body wideout from Florida State, who was 6'5", 240, and ran 4.61.
A little longer, got a little.
He only jumped 32 inches, which is not a lot for a wideout. And Funchess was a tight end / wide receiver at Michigan, and I think his numbers will compare very favorably, and a lot of teams are wondering, is he a tight end? Is he an H-back? Is he a wide receiver? What I think is he's just a matchup nightmare. It's a big, long dude, isn't it? Look at those legs.
Flat. And let's take a look at the comparison that you have there about Kelvin Benjamin, Mike.
I think they're both big-body guys that don't necessarily run fast in a straight line, but they make those catches, and the catch radius is outstanding for a quarterback. Throw it back shoulder, throw it high, and especially outside the numbers and the red zone. So anytime you get a one-on-one matchup with a 5'10" corner, just throw it at the back of the corner's head and let those guys go catch the football.
Antoine Goodley from Baylor. As we're slowly reaching the point where offensive players from Baylor were reaching the tail end of guys who were there when RG3 was winning a Heisman Trophy on the campus. Goodley was a freshman when RG3 had his season. 4.46. Now here, I will give you the floor on this young man, Dorial Green Beckham.
6'5", 237 pounds. Myriad of off-the-field issues, but when you watch his tape from 2013, the last time he played at University of Missouri, he tilts the field, meaning he has no clue what he's doing, but they just throw the ball up and he gets it. He goes and get it. .6'5", 237. What do you run there, big boy? 4.5 flat. Very similar to Mike Evans a little bit.
Now we put in his measurables into the computer and out spit Calvin Johnson.
Obviously, the measurable, that 40-yard dash. Remember, Calvin wasn't going to run, and he just threw on somebody else's shoes at the last second.
I think that's part of the legend. I think he did have the shoes, but that was the idea, that he was just, who's got a pair of shoes? I'll just throw them on. Excellent branding for a young man coming out of college.
This Rashad Green, a little bit like Nelson Aguilar, undervalued by a lot of people. I've got a second-round grade, one of the best route runners in the entire draft.
So Rashad Green of Florida State just ran a 4.47. So Philip Dorsett did not break Chris Johnson's record, but he still has run the fastest 40 we've timed of wideouts. He'll have a second go at it, as will the rest of the first group of wideouts here on this Combine Saturday, when NFL Network's coverage of the Combine returns.
What's this? A box. It takes worn out things and makes them better. Want to see? Yeah. Cool. What else you got?
It's our biggest breakthrough yet. We're taking worn-out batteries and making them into something strong. New Energizer Eco Advanced. World's first long-lasting battery made with recycled batteries. That's positive energy.
At most seafood restaurants, the real catch is the price. Not Golden Corral's Seafood Spectacular. Dinner's just $11.99. New crispy fish tacos, jumbo shrimp, teriyaki glazed salmon, bone-in catfish, and more. Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA.
We work with Verizon to create an app that helps make math more exciting.
We are the national champions of Verizon's Innovative App Challenge.
Because we can't sit back and watch history. We have to create it.
It's back. Pepsi made with real sugar. Now in regular cherry and vanilla.
The Lexus Command Performance Sales Event has begun. Command track-tested precision with the fastest-growing automotive luxury brand on the road, including the exhilarating IS, powerful GS, and first-ever RC Coupe. With more new models than ever, there's never been a better time to experience Lexus performance during the Command Performance Sales Event. Get great offers on our most dynamic models now through March 31st. Lease the 2015 GS 350F Sport with complimentary navigation system for these terms, and we'll make your first month's payment.
Join the Run Rich Run movement. This year, Rich Eisen is running the 40 for a cause, and so can you. Upload your 40 with hashtags RunRichRun and St. Jude to give all kids a chance to play 60 minutes a day. And look for your video during NFL Network's Combine coverage. Join DirecTV, Under Armour, and Play 60 in supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Run the 40, make a donation and a difference in the lives of St. Jude's kids, and tune into the Scouting Combine on NFL Network.
Now playing on DirecTV Cinema.
Who is this guy? He used to be Birdman.
Michael Keaton delivers the best performance of his career. Everyone is crazy about Birdman. It's sensational, daring, devastating,
Put the curtain down,
and howlingly funny.
Why don't you get your words soon, man?
What? Birdman. Movies start at Channel 125.
Strength is something earned, not given. Dedication means pursuing your passion every day. Healing is something we do together. And together, we put veterans first. Search VA Careers to find out how.
Nebraska.
Welcome back to the Scouting Combine. We're watching the second 40-yard dash is run by the wide receiver group. We just timed Mario Alford's second run at 4.44. Here's Kenny Bell, his second run of Nebraska, out of Nebraska. Moments ago, Nelson Aguilar of USC just got up there while we were in the commercial break. And his second attempt was 4.47. And we put his measurables in the computer and outspit the same exact height, weight, and hand of Jeremy Macklin. And they darn near have the same 40-yard dash, too.
Yeah, and that's an interesting comparison. I like that. Macklin, a good route runner with excellent speed, and I think you could say the same thing for Aguilar.
It's the first time we got actual identical numbers of some other human being when we put one into the computer. Here's Deron Brown. Everybody now chasing Philip Dorsett of 4.35. And that's a 4.62 for his second attempt. We will not get the official times from the Combine until after the second group of wide receivers finish their 40s. And that group won't run it until after the group that you're seeing right now get out there on the on-field drills with the quarterbacks that just ran it before this group. So it'll be a while till we get the official times. Here's Kalen Clay of Utah. And his second attempt, it's a 4.51. Marcus Mariota going through broad jumps and vertical leaps before he gets out there on field for all the evaluators. That includes his former college coach, the man who brought him to Oregon from Hawaii. Now here as the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Chip Kelly, watching Sammy Coates get out there. A 4.43 for Coates, whose quarterback is also here from Auburn.
Yeah, he should be playing corner, though.
Well, that's the thing, is Nick Marshall's going to work out at defensive back.
Yep. And he should.
Tomorrow, on Monday.
Yeah.
And he should.
I think it's really smart of him to make the decision to give him more options. Throw the football today, come back and play corner. And there's a ton of teams intrigued by his physical length and ability at corner.
Georgia's Chris Conley. He's six. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just going to say he ran 4.41 the first time, which I thought was a really good time for him. I didn't really see that kind of speed on tape. It's a good number. Another good one.
4.35, tying him with Philip Dorsett.
Wow. I didn't know he was that fast. Nice job.
He's 657 yards and 8 touchdowns. Led Georgia's program in 2014. And here's Amari Cooper. The records for receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns all time in Alabama belong to him.
And we've got an X and O breakdown of his game that we'll look at a little bit later, and you'll see how exceptional a wide receiver this kid is.
And yet you'd take Kevin White over him?
I think Kevin White's ceiling is a little bit higher just because of the size factor.
DeAndre Hopkins is the name of the individual come out of the computer when you plug in the measurables of Amari Cooper.
Yeah, but then you get right there.
And that's the difference.
And there's a big difference right there. It won't pop the same name out after the 40.
Thing, you're going forward. Okay, you're in your stance. You held it for 3 counts, then you're rolling forward. You got to be one motion. Get off. You'll be faster. Okay.
It's a 4.42 for Cooper's second run.
Crowder was 4.56 the first time, which is about what you saw on tape. Quicker than fast. Love this kid on tape, though. Competitor.
Fast. 4.58.
Notre Dame.
Jamison Crowder. Here's Notre Dame's DeVaris Daniels.
And again, since he didn't play last year, this is a big week for him. 4.62 unofficially the first time is not a good number for him. I thought he'd be about a 4.55 guy, having seen him practice and play at Notre Dame a bunch of times. Thought he kind of stumbled coming out the last time.
Seemed like a better start there. And the son of Philip Daniels. The 4.65 in his second attempt. Marcus Mariota out there, and you got people who are out there very excited to see him working out. Jeff Schwartz.
Go Ducks. The Oregon band of brothers. I want to hear from Kyle Long.
Steve, man, as soon as your arm went back, you took off. Okay, so your off arm, wherever it's at, hold it for 3 counts, and get off on the ball. Okay.
Hey, Rich, do you think Kyle Long might send a tweet out there and let us know what he thinks of his teammate Mariota?
I'm sure.
If Kyle, if you're watching, man, send it out there. Let us know what you think.
There you go. You keep talking like that, Mike. We're thinking you're going to get your own Twitter account, and then we wake up.
What's that old saying? Slim and none, and Slim left down.
Yeah. Vontae Davis.
Got a high school basketball and track background, but not running real well in the 40 today.
Titus Davis, Central Michigan.
Track star in high school at Wheaton Warrenville South in Illinois. Titus Davis going to Central Michigan. Burning on down the line with Philip Dorsett in the hole. Now on deck with Stephon Diggs stepping up there.
And we talked durability last time. Diggs got to the line. He missed 9 games in the last 2 years, but his freshman year, he had almost 2,000 all-purpose yards. I mean, again, ball in his hand, special.
4-5 flat. Okay. Here's Philip Dorsett.
Philip Dorsett, Miami.
Winston's pausing to watch. Everyone across the field is paused to watch this thing. They are not working out over there. They're watching Dorsett just like you.
Ooh, I had a good time up here on that one.
What'd you have?
Yep. I had 4-3-1.
4-3-3. But so it appears that one of the guys that thought that most people thought could break Chris Johnson's record did not. According to our unofficial hand times, they're still ridiculously fast times. Yep. 4.35 and then 4.33, which again is our best time so far. Here's Devin Funchess.
Love to see him get down in that 4.65 or under area. 4.7 is going to typecast him more as a tight end. There it is.
That's it. That's what he is. 4.7. But as you said, Mike, what he is a matchup nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, so many times over the last 2-3 years in Ann Arbor, he was the top target that many different teams had trouble matching up with.
And in today's NFL world, pass first league, it's all about matchups. And you get him on a 5'10 safety or corner, and you just throw it up and let him go get it.
On Goodley of Baylor.
Goodley's built like a running back. Look at him. And he was a former running back.
And he runs a 4.46 40 according to our time.
Missouri.
Okay, here comes the freak here. 6'5", 237, ran 4.5 flat. 2013 in the SEC championship game against Auburn. 6 catches, 144 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And again, he'd had no clue what he was doing.
He didn't play last year after Missouri dismissed him. So the last time we saw him on a football field was 2013.
Good number.
4.49.
Rashad Green.
Darn near pulled a Dion, running right down the tunnel and out the building. We're going to take a break and let you know what happens, obviously, during the commercial break with the final 40s being run by the first group of wide receivers here on Combine Saturday in 2015.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, more exclusive Combine coverage, and we're going to see the wide receivers and the running backs working out.
Come on, Dan, don't bury the lead. The quarterbacks are here as well, including the top 4 prospects.
And all 4 will throw tonight, 7 Eastern.
Ameriprise asks people a simple question. In retirement, will you have enough money to live life on your terms?
I sure hope so.
With healthcare costs, who knows? Everyone has retirement questions, so Ameriprise created the exclusive Confident Retirement approach. Now you and your Ameriprise advisor can get the real answers you need. Start building your confident retirement today.
Right now at Burger King, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. No, wait, is that really right?
Yep, it says it right there. $1.49, 10 nuggets, limited time only.
All right. They're crispy and golden on the outside, made with white meat on the inside. Get more your way, only at Burger King.
Hold it! Come with me. New Dannon Oikos 000 is my go-to protein snack.
Okay. Protein from yogurt?
Yep, this Greek non-fat yogurt packs 15 grams of protein punch.
But what else?
Unlike some other protein snacks, it has 0 added sugar, 0 artificial sweeteners, and 0 fat.
And will it up my game?
Nah, man. New Dannon Oikos 000, official yogurt of the NFL.
The lightest or nothing. The smartest or nothing. The quietest or nothing. The sleekest, sexiest, baddest, safest, tightest, quickest, harshest, or nothing. At Mercedes-Benz, we do things one way or we don't do them at all. The 2015 C-Class. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Here you are. Anything I can do to make your stay more magical?
Well, I wish we could have even more park time.
Have dinner with the princess? Ooh, I want to ride the monorail.
Oh, and take a break by the pool.
But be back in time for fireworks?
Let me see what I can do.
When you stay at a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel, you get the most out of your vacation and your family. And now you'll save up to 25% off a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel room.
What are you looking for in a man?
Intelligence, sense of humor, good communicator.
The good thing is, over 25,000 people join Match every day.
Every day?
Every day. Yowza!
Match. Start for free today.
The waiting game is the hardest one to play. Then it happens. A team, a city, believes they've selected the future. The 2015 NFL Draft. NFL Network takes you inside and behind the scenes with the teams, players, and coaches. On the clock to Chicago. The 2015 NFL Draft, starting April 30th on NFL Network.
While we were in commercial break, Rashad Green of Florida State ran his second 40, 4.54. Hadn't seen a couple of these kids yet. Rennell Hall of Central Florida, target of Blake Bortles.
Wait till you see his teammate in the next group, Perryman, who I think is making a run towards being a late first-round wide receiver. Rashad Perryman is special.
Well, I will have eyes peeled. I have no choice but to. I'm just here so I won't get fined. Justin Hardy.
Another good player, former walk-on, highly productive at East Carolina. He catches everything tougher than you think, a little quicker than fast, and that's why I hate to see that 4.62 because the knock on him is long speed.
Single season records for receptions and yards last 2 years. So what are Mariota and Winston doing while all this is going on? Flexibility measurements?
And Rich, I'm going to be honest with you. What this says as far as being a football player, I don't know. I know as much as you do. Obviously,
it says that Winston's more flexible.
Very flexible, and all the questions about his shoulders and all certainly have not hindered his flexibility. Whether that translates into anything, I've got to put my hand up and say I better go do some homework and talk to some of my scouting buddies because I don't know.
There you go. All right, let's talk some X's and O's instead of flexibilities and putting your arms behind your head.
I think it always helps to put some perspective back into the underwear Olympics and look at these guys as what they are as football players. And,
yes.
You know, and so when you evaluate Marcus Mariota, let's take a look back at him for Oregon and what he does, and obviously his athleticism kind of jumps off the screen. Now, Stanford is spying him, and he runs away from the spy. 21-yard pickup. He did that a lot. Pulled the ball down quickly. Now they're going to pump fake a bubble screen. This is as good a throw as you can make. This is an NFL window, back shoulder with double coverage. That is a wonderful throw. Now, on the opposite side of that, it's the same play, a pump bubble screen. His guy's wide open, and he misses him. That's one I don't understand. And finally, this is what we're asking him to do. Vision one side, come back the other side, read progressions, but he doesn't see the underneath linebacker. And that's what you're talking about as far as pocket awareness, reading progressions and throwing open. And that's the big shot on the, quote, spread quarterback in college football.
And Chip Kelly's watching the X's and O's.
Nobody knows it better than him.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful story that a guy that was, an assistant coach at UNH 7 or 8 years ago is running one of the franchises in the NFL. It's really cool.
Yeah. Chip Kelly of the Philadelphia Eagles evaluating the talent that's here. And, interestingly enough, though, Jim Mora, who's quarterback at UCLA, Brett Hundley, we're going to watch spin it in a moment. And so many people so high on him. He said, in terms of between Winston and Mariota, he told me 6 weeks ago, when this subject was beginning to start to percolate, obviously, saying essentially that Tampa Bay should put the card in now for Mariota. And he's obviously seen a lot of Mariota being in the Pac-12. Put the card in now, is what he said.
I talked to him last week, and he was wonderful to talk to on the phone. And he basically said about Marcus Mariota, he said, Mike, in all my years, college and the NFL, 30-plus years of coaching, he's one of the 2 or 3 best competitors I've ever competed against. It's a big statement.
That's on Fridays. I said, that's my day. Yeah. I said, there ain't nothing none of you fuckers in here can do to piss me off. Not today.
Well, excuse the language, actually.
Y'all tried, but I'm not going to let you do it. Now, through the week, the rest of it, that's okay. You know, we'll piss off each other. But not on Friday. Yeah. Usually, and then he's...
We apologize for the language. You know, you got some live mics out there. You never know what you might pick up. Path to the Draft premieres Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. But continuing the conversation about, you know, Mariota versus Winston.
Yeah. I mean, if we have a moment, we can probably look at Winston on the field also and then really take it to another level.
Okay.
Because on the field with Jameis Winston, my problem with him is all the interceptions he threw. I love everything about the offense he comes out of. I love the fact that he throws with anticipation and timing. But what bothers me is what you're going to see right here against Louisville. He threw 4 picks in this game. You know, there's four defenders around there. There's no reason. Right in the middle of the field. That's an easy pick for Gerard Holloman. He had too many of those type things. But at the end of that interception, look at number 5, sprinting down the field and stripping the football out. He's a competitive guy. I really like that. Now, play action, takes a hit. I'll tell you what, he doesn't care about getting hit. Slides and moves in the pocket, finds Rashad Green. He's got pocket awareness. He's got anticipation and timing. He's got a big arm. So the snapshot of this kid, Rich, is that his offense gives us an ability to evaluate him as a pro-style quarterback much more easily than Mariota. So you can see him throw receivers open, climb the pocket, use pocket awareness to go through progressions. Love all of that. The thing I don't like is you can't throw 4 interceptions against Louisville in the first half and then in the NFL. You can't throw 4 in the first half and then win in the second half. It just doesn't work.
Well, I mean, you know, Winston is also a closer in baseball, and it seems like he has that. He's maybe that type of. I don't know what his stats are in that regard.
Right.
He might be that closer that puts 2-3 guys on and then strikes out the side and has that closer's mentality at quarterback where you got to have a short memory.
I love all of that, and I'm with you because he's a winner. He closes games out, and he's at his best when his best is necessary. I think that's a John Wooden quote, if I remember correctly. But he can't be as sloppy in the first half as he was in college when he goes to the NFL.
Well, Steve Mariucci put Jameis Winston on the board as part of our coverage, and he did that yesterday. And Mariucci says that in the many years that he's been doing that for our coverage at the Combine, that the most astute X's and O's guy that he's ever put on the board turned out to be Jameis Winston. And that he was not only answering the questions that Steve was throwing at him, but anticipating what that question might lead to next and answering that question before Steve even posed it. That's what he said about Jameis Winston.
And that's confirmed some things I've been told by people in that building about his football IQ, work ethic, and intelligence regarding the game. So on the field, I love him, except for the interceptions. Apparently, his football IQ and work ethic in the building is off the charts. The hardest part to qualify about this young man is going to be the, quote, predictive behavior off the field. Will that continue or not? And I'll tell you, Rich, the psychologists that get involved for every team are going to have a big say in this whole Jameis Winston discussion behind closed doors.
Well, apparently had a 1.94 ERA as the closer. 9 saves. He did lose a couple of games. 52 strikeouts and 60 innings pitched. Kurt Warner is down there on the field. Kurt, where do you stand on? I don't know if you've been listening in, eavesdropping on this conversation, but I'd love to get your thoughts on Mariota and Winston.
You guys know I listen to everything Mike says, yes. So I'm tuning in all the time. But, you know, I have to agree with Mike, is that when you watch the film of Jameis Winston, it's a pro-style offense. You watch him getting through reads. I believe he's by far the best second-level thrower in this draft. And I believe the second-level throw, what do I mean by that? The 15 to 35-yard throw, that's the chunk throws that you need to have in the NFL to change field position, to get big plays. I believe he's the best second-level thrower in this draft, and so I think that bodes very well for him. But as Mike said, the off-the-field concerns, when you're talking about a franchise quarterback, a guy leading your organization, what are you going to get there, and how do we know what we're going to get? And then, you know, Marcus Mariota, I think off the field stuff, there's no issues there. But you see an offense where you throw 4 or 5 different routes, and you have to wonder, can he make the transition? Can we ask him to do more than that, and will he be efficient in that?
So it's time for the drills to go down. Again, this is group 4 and 5 for quarterbacks and wideouts. This is group 4, pardon me. Group 5 will be later on with Winston and Mariota. Right now, though, it's the old toe tap drill. Nelson Aguilar getting a couple of last-minute instructions from David Culley, wide receiver coach of Kansas City.
Tell us, we ready?
Don't Greg Knapp back by the quarterbacks.
Go, keep going.
This kid's a pro.
That's all right. Again,
right there,
out. Red,
Aguilar.
white, and blue.
When you come out of USC as a wide receiver, you're pretty polished.
Come on, here. Come on now. Remember now, red, white, and blue. Right at it. Ready?
Red, white, and blue. Once we come back at the 20-yard line. So you're starting from a static start.
Beautiful.
Coming back to the football and tapping your toes on the side.
He's got it right now on 2.
That's David Culley, by the way, the wide receivers coach for Kansas City.
Keep going. Put him out of bounds. Put him out of bounds. Hold on. Go. Keep going.
Go ahead, Sid.
There we go. Nice job. James. That guy, number 4, we'll give him another.
Yep.
Right here, right on it. Remember, red, white, and blue now. Red, white, and blue.
Hey, we're going to get you one.
Go.
We're going to get you one.
Keep going.
Utah.
There we go. That's all right. That's good. Make him stretch.
All right, Irv, you're on. What are you seeing down there, Michael Irvin?
Well, you hear it in this drill, guys. They're telling them, make sure you throw this ball out of bounds. We want to see this guy stretch out of bounds. And I love this drill because it shows, can you keep your eyes on that ball and your peripheral vision on the ground so you can make sure you get that second foot in bounds. In this game, unlike the game they just left, 1 toe counts. In this game, 1 toe gets you 2nd and 10 or turnover on downs.
Quicker.
Correct. And that was
don't pace yourself
Amari Cooper and David Culley just said, hey, don't take your time. Amari kind of just was smart about it. He measured it, Michael. They want these wideouts exploding and having the stretch out there.
And Mike, you know as well as anyone knows, you know, hey, you're trying to get an understanding of how my quarterback's throwing this ball. This is the first time I've ever received a pass from this quarterback, and all of that stuff matters. That's why you need reps and time during the season to make sure these things work out timing-wise perfectly.
Yeah, but what the scouts and evaluators want is they like the fear of the unknown. They want to see how a kid reacts in this kind of antiseptic environment where you don't know the quarterback.
Absolutely.
You got to trust them. Just trust them. You got to sprint to the sideline and go trust your hands.
Yep, and make that play and not be afraid to make that play.
We'll get him the next time.
And absolutely, and I think as Maury sits right next to me, I can't wait to see him go the second time.
Man, look down and find the red, white, and blue line. Find it.
Watch
He's
this
not
right
going to
here.
hit you until you're going out of bounds. You see that red, white, and blue
You're
line?
talking about speed, the fastest guy out here. Let's watch how quick he gets to that sideline.
There we go. There we go.
And Michael, the knock on him a couple years ago were hands, and I think he's gotten much more consistent catching the football.
That's Chad Pennington out there, guys. Chad Pennington
love it. That's
I
the
believe
one.
we also saw Mark Brunell before chatting with Jameis Winston. The NFL, to give these kids a little bit more counseling during the event, as well as maybe if they see a guy who's part of their
red, white, and blue. Keep. Oh, now we got it.
I guess their position group out there that it calms them down a little bit. They can go up and ask for some advice. That was Green Beckham catching that ball.
Good.
Well, that's why you see Pennington out there and you see Mark Brunell out there.
Hey, like looking at these big guys, man, the Green Beckham, the Funches. I want to see if those guys can get over, get down, how they drop those hips. At the top of this right here, you got to drop those hips and start driving towards that sideline. Remember now, you're running away from a defensive back and running towards the sideline, so it's not like you can just take your time. If you do, that defensive back comes over your back and knock that ball down. Mike, that's why they're telling him to get sprint. In this league, you're always sprint because you're always covered.
You're always covered.
Go.
You got Joe Hayden on your inside hip, and you got to create separation, big boy.
Right. Joe Hayden, there are quite a few great ones in this league, Mike. That's what they live on. The Joe Haydens, the Shermans, the Rail Reeves, they will always be like the numbers on your jersey, they'll be on your back.
Keep going, Philip. Oh,
Last one, Coach. This one. Last one.
Here we go. Good.
And then.
Good. Ready? Go. Quickly. Oh, yeah, beautiful.
You're up.
We got it?
You're up.
All right, next year, over the shoulder. We got it. All right, here we go.
Come on up, and coach. Here we go.
Hey, get back in the blue. Don't come up here. Get back in the blue. Don't be coming up here. Here we go.
We're going to take a break as they switch drills. When we come back, we'll see what else is in store for Group 4, quarterbacks and wide receivers. Here at the Scouting Combine on a chilly Indianapolis Saturday morning.
The last goal doesn't matter. The last victory, already forgotten. Yesterday is gone, lost in the record books. But today is up for grabs. Unpredictable, unwritten, undecided. Now is ours. Do something and be remembered, or do nothing and be forgotten. No one owns today. Take it.
Schick Extreme 3. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour for extreme comfort for every possible angle. Schick Extreme 3. Free your skin.
The road, it can bring out the worst in people. But the N-Class scans for danger, corrects for lane drifting, and if necessary, it will even brake all by itself. It is a luxury SUV engineered to get you there and back safely. For tomorrow is another fight. The 2015 M-Class. See your authorized dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
When we stopped selling the cheeseburger pizza, boy, did I hear about it. And Big Bill 7 writes, "Are you kidding me? No more cheeseburgers on a pizza? Are you kidding me?" They're back, Big Bill, with bacon.
Are you kidding me?
Introducing the new Bacon Cheeseburger Pizza. Get a large for $12. And add our new double chocolate chip brownie for only $6 more.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
It's good.
From the very minute you have this idea that you want to be in business, you need to have that card.
Presentation is everything because they're not only first impression of you, but now you're handing them this product that really is kind of going to define your business in their mind pretty quickly.
You want a very thick card that feels nice in your client's hand.
I think it's nice to have a choice because sometimes you want a glossy card, but for other projects, I don't necessarily want all that.
Your business card is a reflection of you. It should say exactly what you want. With a range of design, stock, and finish options at Vistaprint, it will. Get 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
That business card, when I make a connection with someone, has to be phenomenal. It has to be elegant and invoke all the things that Diamond stands for.
Just that professionalism is going to make you, as a business owner, more successful just right off the bat.
Vistaprint.com.
Welcome back to the Scouting Combine. 40-yard dash is being run today by quarterbacks, wide receivers, the intensity of this event on full display here on NFL Network's continuing high-definition exclusive coverage of the Scouting Combine here in Indianapolis. That is Brett Hundley spinning the football, throwing it downfield to Jeremy Davis. These are over-the-shoulder drills.
Yeah, the whole point is adjusting to a football in the air on a deep route of any kind of vertical. Here they're just having them run straight, but the quarterback, that's a good throw right there and a poor job in the catch, obviously, by Titus Davis. They want you to keep running hard, run through the football, and you're going to have to adjust over the shoulder. That's an easy one. That's the ball you don't want the quarterback to throw, because the wide receiver doesn't get a chance to show off. You know, hey, Michael Irvin, you know, this is where you want a tough catch, right?
Yeah,
you want to show your hands off.
Yes, you do, Mike. Mike, you mentioned it now. And let me tell you what this drill separates in this league, in today's game, where we have so many smoke routes, little quick hitches and quick screens. We really have running backs playing wide receivers a lot of times. But now this drill right here, you have to be a wide receiver, because this is about ball tracking. It's about body control down the field. You must first get running, then you must look up and locate that ball, and then have the body control to follow and catch that ball over your outside shoulders. This separates the men from the boys. Not many running backs can do this. The guy that's on our staff, Marshall Falk, he was one of the best at it. Other guys, nah, they can't do this.
And Green Beckham just went right behind you there, Michael, and he kind of let the ball come down to him at his waist, which negates his height.
Absolutely, Mike, and they'll talk to him about that. And out here, you know, it's easy to do that because, like you talked about earlier, you're trying to make the grab. But in the game, nobody's going to be able to wait. He'll have to use that vertical separation, as well as try to gain that horizontal separation with running.
Yep. He can use separation with his big body, and that's become more and more a big deal in the NFL. And that's a catch right there, Justin Hardy, you want to make. It's on your fingertips. This is a chance to show how good you are, fellas.
You know why you don't make that catch, Michael? And we talked about it. You watch some of these guys.
Through it.
When they're running, their first time they look back in the league. If you look back, that's too late. You got to only look up. The ball is already leaving the quarterback's hands. Once you look back, it slows you up too much. You look up, it doesn't slow you up as much, and you make that play.
Yeah, and that was Conley there, who's got to catch that football.
These are the little things they're looking at, man. This is the very fine thing that makes you, that if you work on these things, you got to make that play right there. That was a perfect throw, and he did everything perfectly except did not bring the ball in.
Was that Cooper that just dropped that one?
No, that was a Cooper.
And here's Brett Hundley's throw to Philip Dorsett.
No, a guy like that, you got to throw the ball right now. You got to throw it right now. That's walking for him right there.
Michael, there's a guy in the next group named Devin Smith from Ohio State who's going to run in the low 4.3s, and he tracks the deep ball as well as any college wide receiver I've seen in years. He's beautiful. Just does it like a center fielder in baseball.
And Mike, and I've heard you say that quite a few times, so you know I went right to it and watched it, and you're absolutely right. He's beautiful at tracking.
Yeah,
he's beautiful. He's not a track guy playing a receiver. He's a receiver with track guy speed.
Exactly, and that's well said, Michael.
35. You go.
Smith with 12 touchdown receptions for Buckeyes this year. We're back with more in a moment. On-field drills for the quarterbacks and wideouts in full swing here on the Combine Saturday 2015.
I make a lot of purchases for my business, and I get a lot in return with Ink Plus from Chase. Like 60,000 bonus points when I spent $5,000 in the first 3 months after I opened my account.
And I earned 5 times the rewards on internet phone services and at office supply stores.
With Ink Plus, I can choose how to redeem my points. Travel, gift cards, even cash back. And my rewards points won't expire.
So you can make owning a business even more rewarding. Ink from Chase, so you can.
Started my Camry. Remembered the choices I've made. To be bold where others are scared. To show her right from wrong. And realized my little girl had become an amazing human being. Who will make choices of her own. Toyota. Let's go places.
Right now at Burger King, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. No, wait, is that really right?
Yep, it says it right there. $1.49, 10 nuggets, limited time only.
All right. They're crispy and golden on the outside, made with white meat on the inside. Get more your way, only at Burger King.
Hi, can you open the razor case, please?
Photo ID.
I'm just grabbing some razors.
Grabbing?
It's almost like they don't want you to buy their razors. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
Join the Run Rich Run movement. This year, Rich Eisen is running the 40 for a cause, and so can you. Upload your 40 with hashtags RunRichRun and St. Jude to give all kids a chance to play 60 minutes a day. And look for your video during NFL Network's Combine coverage. Join DirecTV, Under Armour, and Play 60 in supporting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Run the 40, make a donation, and a difference in the lives of St. Jude's kids. And tune into the Scouting Combine on NFL Network.
This kid is an example of what the new football, the new league wants.
I mean, he can do it in so many different ways. That speed is so important to a guy like that.
The New York Giants select Odell Beckham, wide receiver, LSU.
Wow, what a catch by the rookie! Another explosive play for Odell Beckham Jr.
All right, time right now for your Gatorade 40-yard dash. These are the unofficial times, but your leader in the clubhouse as far as Saturday goes, man that was expected to run very fast. Philip Dorsett out of the U, didn't quite break the 4.24 of CJ2K, but 4.33 ain't bad. Now here's your top 10 so far, the first group of quarterbacks and wide receivers that are getting it done. Who impressed you on this board, Charles Davis?
Well, obviously, Dorsett being able to run what he ran, but Chris Conley from Georgia is a guy that you don't hear much about. I did not expect him to run 4.35. I thought that was really impressive for him. I think he's a guy that we're going to take a further look at as we get closer to the draft.
One guy we were all keeping our eye on, Dorial Green-Beckham, a guy who transferred from Missouri to Oklahoma, did not play at Oklahoma this year, just practiced with the team. When you're just doing a comp, DJ, what do you see?
Well, I think Vincent Jackson comp is very appropriate. When you study Vincent Jackson coming out of Northern Colorado, a little bit of the thing with him, you don't want him running routes where he's got to get down in his stem and work back to the quarterback. You want him on slants, on goes, on posts. You see the same thing with Dorial Green-Beckham when you study him on tape at Missouri 2 years ago. Guys, there's a game against Kentucky where he goes up. I actually freeze it and took a picture of it because his feet are at the head of the defender. He plays at a whole nother level.
All right, what about Stephon Diggs, the kid out of Maryland? Who do you see there?
Well, when you take a look at the physical comp, when you see him, Odell Beckham comes to mind. Now, I think Odell Beckham's speed, I know it says 4.43 there, but his play speed is definitely that. Stephon Diggs, when he came out of high school, he's one of the top players in the country. The whole country wanted him. He's been a little injury-plagued at Maryland. I actually wrote a column for NFL.com where I said I thought he should go back to school for another year. He decided to come out. I want to see that explosiveness that I saw coming out of high school translate here and see that all the time because he is that type of a prospect when he puts it all together.
By the way, if you're going to throw Odell Beckham Jr. out there, now we're going to have to see Stephon Diggs doing this and that during the drills. Don't put that kind of pressure on him, please.
The bar is high.
Very high. Best wide receiver out there might be Amari Cooper, the kid out of Alabama. He has not disappointed so far. When you're talking about comparisons, Sammy Watkins, who ended up going top 5 in the draft last year, Coach.
Yeah, and when you watch the kid on film, there's no question he's a good football player. I think Mike Mayock very accurately said Sammy Watkins is that faster twitch guy, a little more frenetic as a receiver. Amari Cooper, we already saw out here, he's a cool breeze now. He just kind of glides through it. He's much smoother than Sammy Watkins. Both very effective after the catch, both good football players.
We will see in a little bit the first group of quarterbacks and receivers doing Mike Mayock's favorite drill right now. Rich Eisen, take it away.
Thanks very much. It's the gauntlet.
Good.
It's the gauntlet. Mike Mayock, Rich Eisen here,
nice job, man. Nice
right
job.
around the 50-yard line on this home side of the field here in Indianapolis.
Go.
You know, I think Chris was being a little facetious because, you know, the gauntlet drill, a lot of people wonder why have wide receivers catch and then relinquish possession of the football, which is completely different from what they're supposed to be doing on the field. But Scouts like this. Why, Mike?
Well, the coaches hate it because they don't want their wide receivers to be litter bugs. You know, you don't want to catch it and throw it away, leave that ball on the ground. But the scouts like it because it forces you to catch 4 or 5 balls in a row that are coming at you from opposite angles and are on top of you immediately. So effectively, and they hate that right there. They hate when 5 guys have done it in front of you and you turn the wrong way the first time you get in there. Titus Davis, now he's got it. Now here comes the first throw. Get rid of it. Look for the second angle. Don't let the ball into your chest. Oh, he almost got hit in the head. And the whole point is if you let this ball into your chest and it takes you too long to catch it, the next ball will be on top of you before you know it. So the scouts feel like this distinguishes a natural hands catcher. They want them right down the line. Stay as run fast and stay right down the line.
There you go. Good job. Nice job. Go.
Here's Dorsett. Dorsett.
Good. Get it good.
Right down the line. Drops. The first one was low. Rest of it very solid. That was good at the end right there. You see that quickness and explosion. Drop the first one. Here's Funchess.
Now go get it. Go get it.
Now go. Nice catch. Good hands. Oh, right in the hands. Drop one. Catch it and get up the field.
Here's Funchess finishing the gauntlet. Next up, Antoine Goodley of Baylor.
Good.
Got it. Got it. Good hands. I want to see a clean one. Somebody give me a full 100% clean one here. Natural. Here's Green Beckham.
Go quickly.
Boom. 1, 2, easy. 3, 4. Catch it and get up the field, big boy.
There's your clean one.
There's a clean one.
Michael Irvin, the floor is yours.
When you look at this drill, we do so much to determine the feet quickness. This drill looks at the hand quickness. How quickly can you get these hands up in position to catch that football? A lot of times, remember, you're coming right out of that break, and the quarterback has already thrown that ball. You have to turn around and locate, get those hands up quickly and catch that ball. This drill helps determine that. And Mike, it tells me when I'm watching guys, I can tell you who's the natural receiver who came out of mom, born catching passes, and who worked on their hands by watching this drill.
Michael, and that's a good point because, you know, I talk about double catches all the time. And even though a guy might get a credit for reception, in the NFL, if you don't have natural hands, if you're going to double catch the football, you're probably not going to have a very long career.
Yep, that's an incomplete because the second time, by the second time he hits your hand, that guy is hitting you, that defensive back's hitting you in that ball and knocking it down. You have to have those quick hands to get this reception.
First guy up, going back, doing the same thing. All right, first guy, come on up here, 35. Right here. And we'll do it right here, right here. All right, so that first throw is coming from, first throw is coming from right there. So that's right, so you're going to face him.
Hey, now, when we finish,
I tell you what, just move
hand
right
should the ball be in? Yeah. Make sure you're doing that.
From that, so you're going to go here. That's right. Open, close, bam, and now I'm gone, okay? Ready? I tell you what, at the very end there, those last 5 or 6 guys that were going down there felt no love from nobody. They felt no love from nobody. Let them know, because you first few guys that went that did a nice job on that, everybody's clapping, helping them out. We're all teammates right now. You're all teammates right now, so you let that very end go. When you guys get on the other end, help them down there, okay? All right, here we go. Go.
Aguilar, when we were away during a break, Aguilar had a really nice job, caught everything. This kid's a natural hands catcher.
Very good.
Good route runner.
Nice job.
That's well done.
Yep. He does it easily.
Well, you're in a round of applause from his
That's what David Culley said. Yeah, like, hey, we're all teammates here. Until next year.
That's right.
When we all hate each other again. Nice job. Another clean one by Super Mario.
Go.
Kenny Bell.
Yeah, go with it. Good, there we go.
Right down the line, good job.
Tempo and
Drop
speed
one.
is good. There you go, nice job. That's right. Put it down and then turn it up. Nice job. Go. Go with me. There you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Good. Good. Look here. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now, that's right. Put it down.
Nice catch there at the end, Irv. I like that one on the low ball. Looked like a short stop.
Yep. Good.
This is the kid that dropped the ball on the 1 yard line against Oregon. I think starting his celebration too early.
Yeah, Coach, there you go. Always, first catch is going to be from the left. You're going to always be there. You ready? Go. Good. Good. There we go. Stay with it. Nice job. Good. Nice job. Nice job.
This is the guy I wanted to see, Sammy Coates, because he's had trouble with drops and double catches.
Go. Oh, Chris, there we go. There we go. Good. There we go. Oh, nice. Look at here. Nice job.
Chris Conley.
Hold it, hold it, hold
clean.
it. There you go.
Well, you got to figure, as you're hearing the voice of David Culley, the Chiefs wide receiver coach, that Amari Cooper running through the gauntlet, that the Chiefs would have to draft somebody from this class, or at least two of them, at the very least. Releasing Donnie Avery and A.J. Jenkins this week. Went the entire 2014 season without a single touchdown reception by a wide receiver.
It's an amazing stat. If you're looking at wideouts in the first round, Oakland at 4, potentially St. Louis at 10. Cleveland has to get a wideout at 12 or 19. San Francisco, KC at 20, Philly possibly at 20. Excuse me, KC at 18, Philly at 20, and Baltimore at 26. All potentials.
2015 NFL Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. We saw Sammy Coates with a quality gauntlet. After running the gauntlet of the SEC, now he's doing the figurative one here.
Tonight on NFL Total Access, more exclusive combine coverage, and we're going to see the wide receivers and the running backs working out.
Come on, man, don't bury the lead. The quarterbacks are here as well, including the top 4 prospects.
And all 4 will throw tonight, 7 Eastern.
At most seafood restaurants, the real catch is the price. Not Golden Corral's Seafood Spectacular. Dinner's just $11.99. New crispy fish tacos, jumbo shrimp, teriyaki glazed salmon, bone-in catfish, and more. Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA.
When Penn and Teller brought comedy to magic, they created a whole new kind of performance. The Mazda CX-5 brings a newly refined interior and sophisticated technology, together with a performance you'd never expect in a CUV. The Mazda CX-5.
Are you on Match?
I'm not. I don't know. I guess I want to do it on my own, or...
How's that working for you?
Not so great.
She is shaking her head.
I told her that if I wasn't married, I would be on Match for sure.
Match. Start for free today.
You pay for your data every month. So why does your carrier take back what you don't use? What the? It's your data. Introducing Data Stash, only from T-Mobile. All your unused data rolls forward for 12 months. And if you switch now, we'll even give you 10 gigabytes of free 4G LTE data on the spot. That's right, 10 gigabytes of free 4G LTE data, only from T-Mobile.
Who knows what the most heart-pounding, blood-pumping, and pressure-filled 4 days imaginable are? They do. The NFL Scouting Combine. Live exclusive access with NFL Network, and go deeper with NFL.com. Get complete coverage you can't see anywhere else. On the clock to Chicago. The NFL Scouting Combine continues tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network and NFL.com.
All week long, NFL Network honors MVP Aaron Rodgers with an entire week of programming devoted to his greatest moments from the 2014 season. Aaron Rodgers Week starts Tuesday, only on NFL Network.
Monday on NFL AM, Rich Eisen and Steve Mariucci join us live from Indy. They'll break down Mariota and Winston's combine and reveal who helped their draft stock the most. NFL AM, Monday at 6 a.m. Eastern, live on NFL Network.
So they have not thrown yet, the they being Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston. That's still to come here on NFL Network's coverage of the Combine Saturday. 36 at the Vertex is what Mariota came up with, 28.5 for Jameis Winston as they're doing the vertical and the broad jump. We've already seen them stretching their arms behind their backs.
That little surprising there. Yeah, the average quarterback's vert last year was 31, so Winston was a couple inches below it.
And Nick Marshall going through the broad jump. You said for Kyle Long to tweet about the Oregon Ducks, so here he is. I would be watching Mariota work out today, but I've seen him play football, and I've been on an offense led by him, and he called him a beast.
And in conjunction with that, he just sent me a text, and it said, listen, Marcus is the typical leader by example, character on and off the field, and ruthless competitor. Workouts are one thing, but he's a backyard football baller.
Says A. Long, who would know what that would be.
And that is Kyle Long highly endorsing his former teammate.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll see more on-field drills between the Group 4 quarterbacks and wideouts. That includes Brett Hundley, Amari Cooper, Sammy Coates, Philip Dorsett, and hopefully you.
We work with Verizon to create an app that helps make math more exciting.
We are the national champions of Verizon's Innovative App Challenge.
Because we can't sit back and watch history. We have to create it.
Schick Extreme 3. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour for extreme comfort for every possible angle. Schick Extreme 3. Free your skin.
While others go in circles and repeat themselves, we choose to carve our own path in the pursuit of exhilaration. The 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience the next level of performance, and there's no going back. Lease the 2015 GS 350F Sport with complimentary navigation system for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
When we stopped selling the cheeseburger pizza, boy, did I hear about it. And Big Bill 7 writes, "Are you kidding me? No more cheeseburgers on a pizza? Are you kidding me?" They're back, Big Bill, with bacon.
Are you kidding me?
Introducing the new Bacon Cheeseburger Pizza. Get a large for $12. And add our new double chocolate chip brownie for only $6 more.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
It's good.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing.
He is football royalty.
In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
A man who demanded winning.
The Green Bay Packers have won the championship.
He wanted every ounce of ability you had, and he wouldn't stop until you gave it to him.
The most revered coach of all time.
Men respond to leadership in a most remarkable way. Once you have won their hearts, they'll follow you anywhere.
Vince Lombardi of Football Life, a 2-night special, starts Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network.
Who knows what the most heart-pounding, blood-pumping, and pressure-filled 4 days imaginable are? They do. The NFL Scouting Combine. Live exclusive access with NFL Network and go deeper with NFL.com. Get complete coverage you can't see anywhere else. On the clock to Chicago. The NFL Scouting Combine. All day today. Only on NFL Network.
Wouldn't you rather have a big DQ chicken strip basket instead of those little nuggets?
Wow, that's a big meal.
You got a big appetite.
Hey, I'm a big man.
You are big.
I'm big enough to lift this man.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, we do.
Go big with the DQ chicken strip basket, now just $4.99.
Hi, can you open the razor case, please?
Photo ID.
I'm just grabbing some razors.
Grabbing?
It's almost like they don't want you to buy their razors. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors for just a few bucks.
They're early. Out there early.
Welcome back. That's Anthony Boone.
You know what, Tajay? We'll see
now getting ready to
there.
throw
Where they
to
going?
the rest of the wideouts of Group 4.
There you go.
Go round the corner.
Hey,
Over
you know
top.
what?
10 to 12.
You're good.
No,
That's
hang
good.
on. Where's
These are
number?
the
Here we go. First
on-field
guy up.
drills.
Hold up.
First ones of Saturday.
He's with the trainer, okay?
Okay, so good. Bring it on up.
And then the next group of quarterbacks and wideouts will come out there, and that will include Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston.
Correct.
This group includes Brett Hundley, your number 4 quarterback. Bryce Petty will be later. That's their number 3 quarterback.
Hold up. They ready? All right, here we go.
So we're going to concentrate a little bit on the quarterbacks here and their ability to get under center, because most of these kids are shotgun guys. They get back-to-back throws. So Boone, the first one, 5-step, ball out. Well thrown. Well thrown. Footwork. Most of these guys have not done it. Where does the ball have to be? Low and away. Don't worry about where the receiver ends up. Just rip it. Here's Brandon Bridge, who's raw as can be, but's got some ability. That was kind of sloppy footwork coming out there. He's got to be a little more urgent coming out of there with his feet. But this kid's got a whip. Ball's got to be outside. You want to give that wide receiver an opportunity to catch the football in stride and get up the field. Rip it.
Get your eyes around.
Put it right on him.
The pro readiness of these kids was a focus of some of the media sessions with head coaches this week.
Yep.
Certainly, as we're looking at Shane Carden. And by that I mean Bruce Arians essentially talking about spread offenses, not getting kids ready for the leadership at the next level, saying that stepping up to the line of scrimmage, not even the line of scrimmage, standing there in shotgun, looking to the sideline, having the play held up for you on a board, then lifting your leg and executing the play. He said that ain't quarterbacking. That's not leadership, is what Bruce Arians said. And Marcus Mariota, the Heisman Trophy winner, as we're looking at Cody Fajardo of Nevada. Now here comes Brett Hundley. Mariota says he needs to relearn calling plays because the last play call he had was in high school.
This is an ideal place to bring Kurt Warner in. And, you know, Kurt, we've had conversations in the past about the transition from college to the NFL, but it even starts with an ability to get in a huddle and spit out verbiage, let alone asking them to be pocket aware, right? I mean, it's just a huge transition.
Well, it is amazing, Mike, when we're talking about some of these kids, and you think about them going into the NFL, and the thing they have to worry about first is taking a snap under center. Right. I mean, those are not the things you want to be worrying about when you're going to the NFL. Can I call a play? You know, you want to see, hey, maybe you have to learn the speed. Maybe you have to learn some of the coverages that you haven't seen in college. But these guys are so elementary, as you talk about. Just taking a 5-step drop is rare for them. So they've got so much work to do. And, you know, you're watching some of these drills, and you know, these guys all have cannon arms. But for me, I'm watching footwork. I'm seeing so many of these guys throw off their toes. You never throw off your toes. You want to get all your cleats in the ground so you can transfer your weight. I'm watching these guys throw these balls, as you're talking about, Mike. They're throwing them hard, you know, on a line. You want to be able to set the ball up and outside so your receivers run under it. But so these drills to me is not, can you make this throw? It's, do you understand how to make this throw and what this throw is going to look like at the next level?
What do you think of Hundley here, who, you know, has a former pro coach in Jim Mora and running more of a pro style offense in regards to how he can translate to the next level?
Yeah, you know, it is hard offense-wise to really determine what they can be at the next level. I've had a chance to work with Brett a little bit over the last month or so, and great kid, all the physical ability, but there's a couple things that I see with him, and a lot of it's technique-wise. You'll watch these guys, and they'll run 40s, and as you guys know, they would blow away any 40 that I ever ran. But if you watch them take drops, sometimes their feet are so slow, and you try to figure out why is this great athlete have such slow feet in the pocket. And those are things that I see with Brett, is that great athlete, but I want to speed up his feet, because when you speed up your feet and you get to that balanced position, that allows you to throw the ball in different windows. It allows you to throw at different times. It allows you to anticipate, and that's the one thing with Brett and some of these guys playing in these spread offenses, they don't ever have to do that. They don't have to play with time. It's just catch the ball and get it out as fast as you can. And so those are things that I think these great athletes like a Brett Hundley have to work on to be able to translate their game to the next level.
And Kurt, that's really well said, because almost all these guys are either catch, rock, and throw, where they're basically catching the ball, take a rocker step, and the ball's out, or at most it's 3-step. We never see any 5-step or, God forbid, 7-step. So there's no urgency in their footwork. And Michael Irvin, as you watch it from a wide receiver's perspective, what do you see?
Man, and listen, guys, what you guys were talking about, I was just sitting back here talking about with a few of these coaches. I mean, it's scary from a wide receiver standpoint as I watch these guys run that slant route, throw the slant route, how slow and casually these quarterbacks were just dropping back 3 steps. Let me tell you something. If you drop back that slow, that receiver hits that plant leg on a slant. He comes all the way in driving fast. He's going to get to the linebacker. Somebody's going to the hospital. They have to get back quickly and throw that slant much quicker than they've been doing out here.
And it kind of, for me, it all goes back, and this is Shane Carden from East Carolina. He does not have one of the bigger arms here. I give the kid a lot of credit, though, because I watched his tape, and he's a competitor. He's one of those guys that will compete for a backup spot for a lot of years in the NFL. Fajardo from Nevada. This kid's got great legs. He comes out of that Nevada pistol offense, which is kind of the in-between under center and shotgun.
You could clearly see he's not Kaepernick's size.
Doesn't have the length, the angularity.
He has similar numbers from what Kaepernick had.
Kaepernick had a rocket coming out. I mean, at the Namath Football Academy, I stood next to Peyton Manning, and the two of us just, when he was a junior in college, and we just laughed because everything was a rocket coming. It was as big an arm as you can have. I think Mariota is comparable to him as far as what he looks like coming out of college. I think he's a little more accomplished thrower of the football, though, than Kaepernick was when he came out.
Here's Hundley.
This route ain't deep enough for Sean Jefferson.
Now, this kid's tape against Washington, exceptional. And that time, okay, the footwork was a little better that time, I think. 7-step, it's a deeper route, allows the receiver to get deeper. His Stanford tape was awful. There was some good and some bad, and somebody I think is really going to like the kid. And Kurt, you talk about you work with him. Does he have the demeanor to be the first guy in the building, the last one to leave, and to be a leader of men?
I definitely think from a personality standpoint, he has all that he wants to work, willing to put in the time, wants to put the time in to get better, not only on the field, but in the classroom. I think for me, it's more about the technique standpoint. And the hardest thing, Mike, is to realize these guys have done it a certain way for so long. And, you might say, oh, it's only a small tweak here, or we can change it and adjust this. But it's not that easy when these guys, the bullets start flying and guys are chasing after them. So often they revert back to what they've done before, and that becomes the hardest part is, can you teach them, and do you have enough time to teach them to ingrain what it looks like to be a quarterback? Just watching these guys drill, throwing these deep ends right here, I just watch their feet. You watch how much movement there is in their legs, which lets me know how much weight transfer has to happen. Mike, in the NFL, sometimes you're playing within a 3-yard box.
Yep.
You can't bounce. You can't take a big hop step every time. You've got to be able to transfer your weight within a 1 or 2 yard space. And so that's what I watch with these guys. Can they do that? Do they get into their back hip? Or see how much movement has to be made for them to make these throws? Those are the kind of things that you have to learn to play at the next level.
And last thing, Kirk, because we got to get to a break, and I've had this conversation with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, a number of the very proficient pocket quarterbacks in the NFL. How much of pocket awareness is innate, and how much can you learn?
I think a lot of it is innate. The ability to recognize stuff, understand, how much movement you can make. And the other part of it is the innate ability to feel it while still being able to focus down the field. I think that's the hardest thing. When you see a lot of athletes, they might be able to move in the pocket and find the pressure. They just can't keep their eyes down the field and make the plays that they need to at the same time.
I just could not get over the fact, just to put a button on this, I could not get over the fact that the Heisman Trophy winner, who could be Lovie Smith's first overall pick, the biggest choice the Buccaneers have had in such a long time, that his first play call in the NFL will be his first play call since high school. I mean, it just blew me away.
But college
and
coaches' jobs are to win games. It's not to necessarily develop them into pro-style quarterbacks.
Mariota will spin it out here coming up later today here on NFL Network's continuing coverage of the NFL Scouting Combine presented by Under Armour. Jameis Winston will also be out there shortly. Don't go anywhere. Still so much more on this Saturday because running backs are after all of that.
Too many people. Too bouncy. It's probably too far away. But with the Note 4, you can always get the shot.
Check it out.
8 times digital zoom catches every detail.
Whoa.
With optical image stabilization, you get it even in the bounciest castles.
Isn't that amazing?
And a front-facing camera so wide, you can selfie with, like, everyone.
Do you think you can send that to
Yeah,
me?
you gotta give me your number, though.
Okay.
The new Samsung Galaxy Note 4 with the best camera we've ever put on a smartphone. The next big thing is here.
While we may never know exactly what the weather has in store, one thing we do know is how to be ready for it. Rain-X wiper blades clear the windshield of rain, sleet, and snow without streaking, giving you the confidence to weather any kind of weather. Rain-X premium wiper blades. Available at these fine retailers.
I've been called a control freak. I like to think of myself as more of a control enthusiast. Perfect 177 degrees. And that's why this Road Warrior rents from National. I can bypass the counter and go straight to my car. And I don't have to talk to any humans unless I want to. And I don't. And National lets me choose any car on the aisle. Control. And so, what's the word? Sexy. Go National. Go like a pro.
You show up. You stay up. You listen. You laugh. You worry. You do whatever it takes to take care of your family. And when it's time to plan for your family's future, we're here for you. We're LegalZoom. And for over 10 years, we've helped families just like yours with wills and living trusts. So when you're ready, start with us. Doing the right thing has never been easier. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
Right now at Burger King, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. No, wait, is that really right?
Yep, it says it right there. $1.49, 10 nuggets, limited time only.
All right. They're crispy and golden on the outside, made with white meat on the inside. Get more your way, only at Burger King.
While we may never know exactly what the weather has in store, one thing we do know is how to be ready for it. Rain-X Original Treatment repels rain, sleet, and snow. Rain-X wiper blades clear the windshield without streaking. Together, they give you the confidence to weather any kind of weather. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Who knows what the most heart-pounding, blood-pumping, and pressure-filled 4 days imaginable are? They do. The NFL Scouting Combine. Live exclusive access with NFL Network and go deeper with NFL.com. Get complete coverage you can't see anywhere else. On the clock to Chicago. The NFL Scouting Combine continues tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network and NFL.com.
Welcome back. Lovie Smith and the rest of the Buccaneers brass looking at the proceedings through their binoculars. The proceedings right now, including the first half of quarterbacks and wide receivers groups. We've got some deep ball drills right now, Michael.
Just again, we talked earlier about tracking the ball in the air. It's a vertical route. The quarterback's instructed to throw it over the opposite shoulder to force the wide receiver to track the ball in the air and adjust.
Brett Hundley.
What you don't want to do is make it easy for the guy so he can slow down and catch it, just like Super Mario Alford did there. You want to force an adjustment on a deep ball. So it puts some pressure on the quarterbacks here. The coaches are asking for a certain type of accuracy. And that ball's way too high and way too short. That's an awful throw there by Boone.
Brandon Bridge, Air Canada, putting some air under the ball here.
And is that Coates? Yep. See, there's the knock on him right there. That is the knock on Coates right there, is dropping the football, especially when he has to track the deep ball. Kurt Warner, what do you have?
Just talking about these deep balls. First of all, Mike, you're saying you want to make them adjust. Us as quarterbacks, we want to throw the perfect pass. So you can't be saying that up there. But the second part, again, you see these guys with these great arms. And, you know, on this deep ball, you want to be able to set the ball out there so your receiver can run under it, can adjust to the outside. Too many of these guys throw with a low trajectory where you're either perfect or you're off. You know, you have no wiggle room with an adjustment by your receiver. And so, you know, it's always interesting to watch these guys with these great athletes, you know, that they can throw these great arms, they can put it out there, but do you throw it the way it's supposed to be thrown?
Right. Now we're going to go to the other side and get a little speed out here. Kurt, from a quarterback's perspective, take us through the footwork and the timing on this throw. Kurt there?
I think he's
okay. This is just a speed out. After 10 yards, you're supposed to roll into it. It'll be completed somewhere in that 12 to 13 yard range. From the quarterback's perspective, and here's Hundley, the timing on this is typically 5-step and no hitch. So Kurt, being a former safety, I don't have the same verbiage you do on 5-step, you know, roll speed out at 10. What are we looking for from the quarterbacks?
Well, as you say, it's 5-step. You want to see them get their back foot in the ground. And what we usually say on this one is with a hit and throw, we want to hold a little bit on that back step where at that point you turn and you eye where your receiver's going. But this is the ball that we want to throw with a little bit of trajectory, and we want to set this right out of bounds. There's a pretty good throw right there where the receivers are tapping their feet and they're going out of bounds. We're going to miss to the outside here. Never want to leave it to the inside. Nice throw right there where your receiver can make a slight adjustment where they need to, but it's not thrown on a line.
And this is Brian Bennett, transfer from Oregon. Figured out that in a very close contest, he wasn't going to beat out Mariota. And again, some of these incompletions, the coaches don't worry too much about it if your footwork's good and you're just ripping it. You don't know how long it takes these guys to run a 10-yard speed out. Everybody's different. So just hit that back foot and rip it.
And right behind Kurt's left shoulder is a golf cart that's parked right in between the hashes and on the goal line. And there's a camera on it. And that's the tape that's going back to every single team.
Yep.
And that's the stuff where this footwork that you're talking about, and the arms, where the arm slot and all of that business is going to be evaluated.
And this kid, Brandon Bridge, I mean, and I'd like to hear from Kurt on this, but Kurt, this kid's got a whip. now lazy footwork a little bit, but look at the ball come out, right?
Yeah, and watching him on film, there's a lot of good things that I saw. He could make a lot of throws, like you said, on the move. The one thing I noticed with Brandon, though, is his footwork. You watch him, he's throwing on his toes a lot.
Right.
And it's tough to be able to get all your weight transferred to your back foot when you're up on your toes. That usually means that your weight's somewhere in the middle or on the front, and that's where inaccuracies come from, and that's what you saw on film. A lot of really special throws, but a lot of misses that he should have completed, and a lot of that is because of that footwork. So that's that next step. Can he clean that up and become a guy with good footwork to go along with that great arm?
And then right after Bridge, we had Shane Carton, who's the opposite. He's just going to he's a location guy. He doesn't have anywhere near the whip. And this is Hundley.
Those guys are okay too, Mike.
Oh, trust me, Kurt. I threw it out there for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That was a high hopper right there. I appreciate that, Mike.
That was a Sunday hop for you, brother.
Taking a break here in Indianapolis. It's snowing.
What a surprise.
Yesterday it was 0. Now it's snowing. It's like we're in a snow globe called Lucas Oil Stadium.
The last goal doesn't matter. The last victory, already forgotten. Yesterday is gone, lost in the record books. But today is up for grabs. Unpredictable, unwritten, undecided. Now is ours. Do something and be remembered, or do nothing and be forgotten. No one owns today. Take it.
Give me 50.
1, 2, 3.
Super Bowl number 4.
Golden Corral versus Seafood Sticker Shock. At most seafood restaurants, the real catch is the price. Not Golden Corral, Seafood Spectacular. Dinner's just $11.99. New crispy fish tacos, endless jumbo shrimp, non-stop teriyaki glazed salmon, plus bone-in catfish and hand-breaded calamari. Looks like Golden Corral wins again. Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA.
Introducing the first ever 306 horsepower Lexus RC Coupe with available all-wheel drive. Once driven, there's no going back. Lease the 2015 RC 350 for $449 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
You think he could be the best player in this draft that's available?
I think he's in the conversation, and I love this kid on tape. If this kid comes in and decides he wants to be great, watch out.
The receivers and the quarterbacks still hitting the field here in Indianapolis. I'm Chris Rose, rejoined by Brian Billick, Daniel Jeremiah, Charles Davis as well. And guys, let's start with one of the larger wideouts in this group, Sammy Coates. He's a guy that caught only 34 passes a year ago at Auburn, but he had some huge games against LSU and Ole Miss in particular. A lot of people love his size, but they're talking about his hands. So let's get into him a little bit, DJ.
Well, to me, there's comparisons. You make comparisons with players, and when you watch Sammy Coates, there's actually two players that come to mind on the opposite end of the spectrum. Terrell Owens and Darius Hayward-Bay, because you got a guy that can make big plays down the field. He has that physical body like a T.O., and you'll see some wow plays in big games like that one right there against LSU. Saw from T.O. obviously throughout his career, down the field, big chunk plays, very physical with cornerbacks. You see that from him, but then you get the other side of things, and you'll see him go down the field and completely struggle to even track the football. Some of the same issues we saw with Darius Hayward-Bay throughout his career. I know he's still in the league, but hasn't nearly lived up to where he was picked in the draft. So to me, he's a boom or bust candidate, classic boom or bust. Now today on the field, he ran in the mid 4.4s. I think we had him at 4.43. You see the numbers right there. The size is great. You love that. Caught the ball pretty well today, but it's not natural for him. He's not a natural hands catcher, is what we say in scouting. He's looking the ball in, he's finishing, but it's never really easy for him. And he had one where he failed to track the ball down the field. And Charles, if you can be my Vanna White here real quick. When you're scouting guys, you want guys that can frame the football. So if you're coming this way, you want to make sure you're always framing the ball. He has drops where he doesn't even frame the ball. The ball is outside of his frame. That's something that's very difficult to coach.
He's got a little bit of that Roberto Duran.
Yeah, Vanna, you're good.
That's nice. Thanks for putting that away. All right, let's move on to Dorial Green-Beckham. And this is a guy who was not on the football field last year. He had transferred from Missouri to Oklahoma. A lot of off-field issues. But, Coach, well, you look at him work out and do his thing. And coaches are probably saying, yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, the physical tools at DGB, and of course, if you can't condense your name, unless you condense it down to initials, you're not any good. So you can check that box off on him. But obviously, as you go through it, this is a league now where we saw unprecedented production by wide receivers, rookie wide receivers. No coincidence. It's also we've tripled the number of pass interference and defensive holding calls because the rules that has something to do with it. I'm going to pull an old name out on you here, okay? David Boston.
Ooh.
Remember David Boston coming out of Ohio State? Wasn't quite as big. You know, more 6'3".
Not then he wasn't.
Yeah, but both 4.47 guys, both had all the physical tools. David Boston had some off-field issues. Now, this was had better than 3 years of 70-plus receptions. Yes. Couldn't quite sustain it, that lack of discipline. This guy's got some issues with it as well. So a huge upside. How much do you want to roll the dice with him?
All right, move from the size of DGB, as you like to call him. You're the first one to coin it. Good job on that. Might want to patent it. To Philip Dorsett, and he's the fastest guy we've had run today. Impressive, but you love the way he's catching the ball as well.
This, for me, it started with the Senior Bowl when I got a chance to see him up close for the first time and watch him live. You know, you could watch tape and the whole deal. But these catches that you're seeing here where he's going to the sideline, imagine someone on his back. Remember, Michael Irvin and Mike Mack were talking about that earlier. You're always going to have someone in your hip pocket. Can you make contested catches? So what he has shown me, starting with the Senior Bowl, and I think it's continued today, the ability to catch the football and not just be a blazing fast guy. Coach, you went back in the day a little bit there when you went back and talked about David Boston.
He's challenged you. What do you got?
I'm going to go back even farther. We talk about blazing fast guys. Jim Hines, the Olympic sprinter, never translated, right?
Really?
Bob Hayes won a gold medal, translated as a receiver. I think Dorsett is a football player who happens to be blazing.
I'm sorry, I'm over here looking up Jim Hines.
I think Jim Hines has a Toyota dealership in my hometown.
Did you want me to go Ronaldo Nehemiah? Did you want me to go ski?
All right, can I just take you back to last year? We had 3 rookies top 1,000 yards in receiving. In the previous 10 years combined, there were 4 rookies. So we're talking about guys coming in the league and owning it now. So there you go. The drills continue. So let's send it back upstairs with Rich Eisen.
Nice.
And Mike Mayock.
Appreciate it.
Looking at
Bob
Jim
Hayes
Hines
did.
again?
Thanks, gentlemen.
Charles Davis is amazing. He just came up with about 7 names from Olympic history that also played football off the top of his head.
There you go.
Amazing dude. All right, double move here. For the quarterbacks, it's a 7-step drop with 2 hitches. Kurt Warner, are you down there? You want to translate that? Because I'll just call it a post corner where it's a double move. Okay, so I guess I'm translating.
No, so, he's chatting up some people down there. He's being sociable. Guys. He's being sociable.
Over here talking.
No, Kurt, what I was saying is this is, from my perspective, an old safety. This is a post corner route, and for the quarterback, it's 7 steps with 2 hitches. Can you explain that?
Exactly. You know, because we're having them push into the post, it takes a little bit longer, and sometimes you got to wait for them to set their angle coming out of it. That's why you got the 2 hitches. Normally, these deeper routes are going to be 7, 1 hitch, get the ball out, but because it's a deep into the post, as you see right here, as they break inside, now you're just waiting for them just to set their angle and then put the ball out there, and that wasn't a bad throw right there. We want to put this ball out there with some air so these guys can adjust, because all these guys are going to come out with a little bit different angle.
That was Devontae Davis of UNLV who laid out for that grab and held it up and got some round of applause. Meanwhile, it does appear in the back right corner of where we're looking at, back left corner. Looks like the running backs have just finally come out here too. So we're getting all groups out here, all the groups.
7-step into the post, back to the corner. Fajardo, I think, has got a pretty impressive looking arm. The athletic kid. Again, urgency in the feet, good timing. You missed it where Kurt Warner suggested you miss it.
Getting a lot of tweets from our viewers in Mexico.
Fajardo?
Well, that's what they're saying, but he pronounces it Fajardo.
Which is why
I gotta have your back, Mike.
Now, I appreciate that, because we've got all the pronunciation breakdowns, and I took a lot of Spanish in college and high school.
Did you really?
And Fajardo, I'm very familiar with that translation.
Okay.
But in this case, we defer to the kid.
I know you're hooked on phonics too, Mike. I know that.
No cabe duda mi mente que eso sí.
Wow.
I got flexibility and durability, dude.
Brett Hundley throwing the pelota.
Wait do you see the tweets on that one?
Just get on Twitter already. Just do it. Just do it.
It's interesting for me to watch how quarterbacks approach different throws, and the guys that don't have big arms have to throw it earlier. They've got to throw it coming off that post cut, and it's hard to throw it early because you got to see that receiver set the angle. You're not working with these receivers every day in practice. You don't know what their angle is going to be. Here's Sammy Coates. Brandon Bridge lowered trajectory. That's a beautiful football. Beautiful football. Sammy Coates has had, and that's a tough catch, but Sammy Coates has had some drops today. Solid.
And as you were saying, Mike, that's one of the big things about this drill. And I was talking to some of these quarterbacks before and just saying, we always want to have completions as a quarterback. You always want to go back and say, man, I completed every pass. Right. But so much of these drills are about throwing it the right way. Put a little air under it. If we miss by a couple feet, that's what, as you're talking about, Mike, these coaches understand. Well, this is a different guy. I've never thrown to this guy, so we miss here, we miss there. But are you throwing this ball the right way? Are you putting a little air under it? Allow your guy to be able to adjust to it, or are you trying to throw it 40 yards on a line?
Right. Spoon from Duke. A little bit over 6 feet. At the East-West game, he threw a beautiful deep ball.
A little toe tap and grab.
Yeah, a little double drill there. Toe tap and a catch.
A big finish by Justin Hardy right there.
I like that.
Kimberly Jones joining the broadcast for the first time today. Kimberly?
Well, hello, Rich. And the wide receivers just finished that drill, and for Nelson Aguilar, his day is over. He dislocated the middle finger on his left hand. It's taped up. I asked him how he did it. He did it trying to catch a pass. He said it was a slant. If his thumbs had been out, he would have been okay. As it was, he got the knuckle there. I asked him another couple questions, Rich and Michael, and you'll appreciate this. He looks at me and he says, how about this? I just wish I had caught the ball. As it stands, the dislocated finger ends the day today for Nelson Aguilar.
Interesting. There's Kimberly Jones with a report right there. Let's check on now some of the routes that have been run by the wide receivers.
Yeah.
We've been focusing on the spinning of the football by the quarterbacks. On the business end, have been some receivers who need to catch the football. What do you have for me, Mike?
Well, let's go through the route tree a little bit with some of the bigger name wide receivers and see what kind of days they had. We'll start with Sammy Coates from Auburn. Remember the knock, drops, and double catches. Slant, ball through his hands. Ball's on top of you quickly. The second one is an out, the speed out. He's a little taller receiver, so a little more stiff. You can see how fast he is, but a little stiff getting in and out of breaks. There's a good catch. Here comes the vertical. You want to catch the football at full speed. Well thrown ball and another drop. But give this kid credit. Speed out. Look at the effort and the catch. Kid's made big plays his entire career, and it's going to be scrutinized very quickly about those hands. Now, this kid is so smooth. Kurt Warner, man, I see Torrey Holt, but this kid is as smooth as any wide receiver in recent memory. See how easily that out cut is? Don't worry about the football being too high. That's not on him. Okay? Now the in cut. Slides into it, catches it easily. The routes getting in and out are simple. He catches the ball easily. Again, the one caveat I have with him is let's put that LSU tape on and go study it more closely. Devin Funchess, big-bodied wide receiver. You see, nowhere near as efficient in his movement skills, but he shouldn't be. He rolls into that pretty well and catches it off his back hip with ease. He's an athlete, even though he's as big as he is. Catch that football down below your knees. Here comes the vertical. Now, this is where you have to take advantage of your height, but he lets it come down to his chest. Got to go up and get it. DGB. Slant. Catch it. Come on, man. Speed out. Okay. Catches it on the back hip. The bigger, taller wide receivers don't get in and out of breaks as quickly or as suddenly as the smaller guys. Where they beat you up is right here, outside the numbers, working against 5'10" corners. Ball was overthrown. Certainly not on him. Interesting watching the route tree and each receiver running the exact same route. Michael Irvin, I'm a safety, man. I got all the wrong words here. What did you see?
Well, and Mike, you bring up good points. You know, you get the bigger guys there, and you have to watch them in transition. That's why it's important for those bigger guys who don't have quite the transition ability as the smaller guy to know exactly how to use his body to make sure he protects the ball from the defender. So I enjoy watching these guys, and I watch a couple of guys. What I like watching now, I watch guys out here, and then I watch guys that I'm going to have on game changers, and I use the things that they need to work on here to work on in game changers. And I love it when I see a young guy here like Kevin Benjamin last year. He needed to work on that rollout 3.
Yep.
By the time he got to game changers, he was already doing that rollout 3 route much better. I said to myself, he'll be the steal of the draft. That's what I'm looking for. You can find great steals out here, later round guys like the Jarvis Landry, just by being on this field and seeing the attitude of a player when he's amongst these other players.
Dude, you got a different reality than I do. A later round dude, Jarvis Landry, he was second round.
Yeah, but you know,
man, I was in the 10th round. That's late.
You're right. I guess anything outside the first I call later round. I apologize for that. I apologize.
I love it. That's the unique perspective. Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, that group of quarterbacks getting closer to the 40-yard dash line, and then they will be out there for on-field drills, after which running backs will have their day.
Ameriprise asked people a simple question. Can you keep your lifestyle in retirement?
I don't want to think about the alternative.
I don't even know how to answer that. I mean, no one knows how their money's going to last.
I try not to worry, but you worry. What happens when your paychecks stop?
Because everyone has retirement questions, Ameriprise created the exclusive Confident Retirement approach to get the real answers you need. Start building your confident retirement today.
Lease the 2015 RC350 for $449 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Pepsi is giving away 100 days of awesome